think really is, can we get the kids back to school safely? Because if we can do that part, then why not have them interact together? And so what we can do as parents is, let's train the kids. Let's teach them how to be safe at school. I guess the one thing that we need to teach our kids is how this virus moves around. In other words, if we explain to them that the virus is this little ball, it's like a tennis ball, and basically it cannot move on its own. So that means it needs somebody to bring it to you. Somebody's going to breathe it out, and then you actually have to suck it in. And that's the only way that it can get inside your body. And once it gets inside, then it could take over your factories and do things. And in fact, it cannot make photocopies of itself without our machinery. So this thing can't just sit on a table and grow, like bacteria and stuff like that. And I think by teaching kids that, it empowers them. In other words, it's not this boogeyman that can get them at every corner. It's more like, if I just do some simple things, this thing can't get a hold of me. And the simple rules that I have is, I tell kids, look, we need to keep the virus away from you. So then, heard about social distancing and things like that. We need to keep the mask on, so it makes it harder for you to suck it in. In other words, the virus has to be much closer to you before you can suck it in, because you have this material that's slowing down your sucking power. And then third, for the kids that are old enough, they can get a vaccine, and that'll give them protection from the inside of their body. When we put on the mask, we don't have to have the mask right flat against their nose, because the hard part of a mask is when you breathe in and the material sucks up your nose, right? And then you feel like you're suffocating. So what we could do is build a little tent. So therefore you're breathing inside the tent, so the material doesn't keep coming in and out. And as long as the edges are decently sealed, then we're okay. Now, let's say your child really can't wear a mask. They feel suffocating and they get anxiety attacks and things like that. Then we can look at a face shield. Because a face shield basically stops you from blowing out the virus directly, right? It'll hit the face shield and it'll deflect downward. And once the virus goes downward, it has no power to fly. So therefore, it cannot come back up into the line of where somebody else might breathe it in.